Hey there, I'm Jules. Nice to see you. The word of the day today is fantasy. You know, like at Disney, there's Tomorrowland, there's Adventureland, there's Fantasyland. I was about to say Tomorrowland a second time. Fantasyland. If you'd like to know why fantasy is the word of the day, watch my next video and then read the description to find out. Hey babes, this is day, 4. It's the 4th time we're playing this, right? Yeah. Okay. So, this game is supposed to go for 2 more in-game weeks. Yo, I can't do that. So, we're gonna be speed running the rest of this game. I mean, within reason, of course. Like, I'm still gonna read the dialogue and everything, but I'm not, like, the stuff where she does stuff, the same stuff every day, I'm gonna, like, skip over that, because she does it every single day. Yeah. We're just gonna go back into it. Come on, Idril. Knock, knock. I'm getting up. I rolled over in my bed. I'd forgotten to close my curtains, so light was already pouring in. Dad peeked his head in. There's hot breakfast downstairs waiting for you. I'll be down in a moment. I sat up in bed, I grabbed a cup of water that had been sitting there for a couple days and watered my irises. Some clothes were lying about and I tossed them into my laundry basket. Why did I think irises were her eyes? Like, I mean, I know they are, but she, like, poured water on her eyes. It was the start of a new week. The dance was 11 days away. 11 days? I assumed that the game ends in 11 days. After getting dressed, I walked downstairs to meet with Dad. He was sitting on the couch reading the newspaper. I grabbed my breakfast and sat down next to him. Anything interesting? Slow news day. The newspaper got around to printing the story about that game over arcade. Oh yeah, I know the kids who helped with that. I figured you did. I went over there a couple of days ago and took a photo of them for the paper. I kept telling them to pretend I wasn't there, but... He held the paper up for me to see. They ended up posing in every photo I took. Looks like the editor used the one with them doing embarrassing hero poses at the camera. Dad mumbled a little bit about photography stuff before checking the weather. I got up and took my dishes to the sink. Hey, did you have something after school you wanted to do? Why? I need to go to your school later to pick up the school's sports schedules for the newspaper's local section. I figured I could give you a ride home. Oh yeah, that'd be great. I guess that means I can't really leave the school though, so I can't go to the library or the cafe tonight. Should I tell Dad to wait until I'm done with an activity or just have him pick me up when the bell rings? The computer lab! I wanted to go by the computer lab after school today. Would you mind waiting until I'm done there? Sure, no problem. Gotta get some homework done? I was planning on it. Alright, go grab your stuff. I'll take you to school. Thanks, Dad. Dad drove me to school and I went to class. Yes. Oh, God. So how was everyone's weekend? Mine was quiet. Mom and Dad went away on a trip for most of it. Aw, you had the house all to yourself. You should have told us. We could have had a party. That's exactly why I did not tell you. I wanted a quiet weekend. Lame. What about you guys? I didn't do much. Just stayed inside all weekend. Same with me. I shot Lily an apologizing look for not coming over on Friday night. She nodded and gave me a smile. Alaska, did you do anything? I watched the first 2 seasons of Magical Girl Nallum. It was awesome. That kid's show? It's not a kid's show. Alaska, the show is a children's cartoon. Whatever, it isn't just for kids. Adults can like it too. Right, Idril? Magical Girl Nallum was a children's cartoon. It was lighthearted and nothing serious ever happened, but it was entertaining. Well, yeah, adults can like it, but it is created as a children's show. Okay, whatever, buzzkill. The rest of the class joined us in the room and took their seats. Mrs. Reed waited for the final bell to ring before taking attendance. Alright, we're going to continue our lesson. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Sly's voice blasted over the intercom. Mrs. Reed looked annoyed with the sudden interruption. The student council will start selling tickets to the Valentine's dance at lunch today. The dance is a great way to show off your awesome dance moves to that special someone. Keep dancing and stay frosty. The class started rumbling with talk about the dance. Alright, calm down. You can talk about the dance at lunch. She started teaching us about Romeo and Juliet. The class was mostly quiet until the bell rang for lunch. Great. I followed Atali and Alaska out of the classroom, but we were separated when I went to my locker. I thought Lily was behind me, but I didn't see her on my way to the cafeteria. I sat down at the lunch table next to Lily's empty seat. Alaska, who was hovering over Atali's lunch, broke her gaze to look up at me. You're a freak, Alaska. Where's Lily? I don't know. She's probably meeting up with the student council. They start selling tickets today, correct? Yeah, that's right. I started eating my lunch, and Alaska went back to staring at Atali's food. After a few minutes passed, Lily and One Hit Wonder Boy walked into the cafeteria. The two of them started setting up a table and placed a sign that read, Valentine's Day Dance, 1 ticket for $10, 2 tickets for $15. Oh, yay! Alaska got up from our table and hurried across the cafeteria to Lily and One Hit Wonder Boy. She waved 2 tickets in the air as she came back to her seat. Excuse me. Atali got up and left Alaska and me by ourselves. See ya. What's with her? She's probably tired of having to protect her lunch from you. Whatever. Anyway, that's a good deal up there. Yeah, so who are you going with? I pointed to the 2 tickets in her hand. Oh, that doesn't matter. I just wanted to get the deal before it goes away. But I'm not giving the other one to you. You're going to go up there and buy 2 tickets for you and whoever that lucky guy is going with you. I don't have a date to go with. Nope, not hearing it. You're going to come to that dance with someone because you're finally eligible. Guys are going to start noticing you, you know, other than nerds and crazy fork-stabbing people. There's so many things you just said, but first, I wasn't eligible before. You know, there's more to life than going on dates. I'd always felt a little different from others, and being around Alaska definitely made me realize it. I mean, I wanted to have a romantic relationship, but anything more than that, I wasn't really interested in. What do you mean? You want to have what's more than a romantic relationship? Well, first, you weren't. You never put yourself out there. You've always been crushing insanely hard on Vincent. It was boy repellent. Well, what Alaska just said is a little hypocritical of her, considering her obsession with Alexander. I don't want to fight with you, Alaska. I sighed and waited for her to continue. And second, of course there's more to life than going on dates. But I'm not a prude. Did you just call me a prude? Alaska shot a look at me and got up from the table before I could continue the conversation. What the hell was her problem? I sat in my seat and fumed over what she called me. That word sounded so condescending. Just because I wanted different things didn't mean she had to call me a prude. I got a text. Ugh, skank. Don't forget to wait for your father after school. I know. I'm not going to forget. You suck. Thanks, Mom. Lunch was almost over. I finished eating my lunch alone. Jeez. When the bell rang, Mr. Burton got right to business. He started talking about cells and their structure. I'm sure you've all seen those protein drinks that Mr. Mullins gives to the weights class to drink. The reason he does that is because those drinks give the students ribosomes. Ribosomes take ribonucleic acid, or RNA, and create protein in the body. He talked for a while longer, explaining more about ribosomes, before he ended the lesson by handing us each a packet on ribosomes to fill out. Exciting stuff. Oh my god. I'm here for the romance, okay? After class ended, Lily ran off towards the student council room. Atali, Alaska, and I walked to our lockers together. Oh, screw off, Alaska. Atali quickened her pace when we got closer to her locker. Alaska and I stopped at our lockers nearby. I was grabbing my books to take home when I noticed One Hit Wonder Boy and Harley walking down the hall. When you catch 3 grades, it resets the... Sup, Alaska? It's cool, I was done talking anyway. Hey! Alaska smiled at Harley, and he smiled back. The 2 boys left, talking about the dance, leaving Alaska, Atali, and myself in the hallway. What was that about? What? Harley just said suck to you. Alaska shrugged. I don't know, I guess he was just being friendly. Anyway, I gotta head to b-ball practice. See ya! Get out of here. I could swear I saw a smirk on Alaska's face as she turned to leave. Yeah, I gotta head out too. Bye, Idril. See ya. Vincent! Vincent was the only one in the computer lab when I got there. I sat down next to him and got to work, but had a little trouble. Vincent looked over and noticed my struggling, and he helped explain it clearly to me. Yay, I finished an assignment! I feel like I did alright on my homework. At least I wasn't too tired, or else I might have done worse. I wanted to get more homework done. Dad was probably going to show up soon. I said goodbye to Vincent and went to my locker. I went to my locker and checked my phone. Dad wasn't here yet. I stood there and looked around my locker. I quickly noticed how much space my art supplies from last semester took up. I filled my backpack with art books, pens, and art pencils, leaving little room for my actual homework and textbooks. At least Dad's picking me up. I'd hate to walk home with all of this. I stacked the textbooks, note bags, and my pencil bag in my arms and decided to head towards the entrance. Excuse me? Huh? I looked over my shoulder to see one of the upperclassmen holding my pen. You dropped this? Oh, thank you. I I shuffled the books in my arms to try to reach for it. Why don't I just... She reached for the zipper on my bag, tossed the pen in, and zipped it back up. There you go. Thank you so much. No problem. Is this a boy or a girl? I feel like this is a girl, but you never know. No problem. Did you need help with those books? You look like you can barely see them over them. Yeah, sure, actually. That'd be really nice of you. She grabbed a couple of books off my stack and walked with me. So, are you going to be walking home like this? No, my dad's picking me up. Oh, good. Even if you live close by, it'd be difficult to carry all of these in the cold like this. Okay. She followed me to the entrance. Okay, good. Dad hadn't called me yet, and there was no sign of his car outside. Looks like I'll be waiting here for a little bit. I can take those back from you if you want. No, it's fine. I'm not in a rush to go home. Oh, well, thank you. Did I introduce myself? I forgot. My name's Erin. Hi, I'm Idril. Idril? I know, it's a weird name. No, it's really pretty. I like it. Oh, thank you. She looked down at my uniform and noticed the red coloring of it. So you're in the art department too? What's your focus? I'm in the art club, mainly photography and drawing. What about you? I'm in drama club. I haven't had any major roles yet. Mostly backstage work. Oh, that's cool. I bet it takes a lot of effort to keep all that stuff running backstage. It's a lot of fun. My phone went off. Dad sent me a text saying he was here. Here. I'm here. Go ahead and get in the car. I gotta run inside. I'll be quick. Okay, Dad. Gotta go? Yeah, thanks for all your help. No problem. I'm usually here after school for a while anyway. She handed me the rest of my books. Good luck on your art projects. Thanks. See you later. Yeah, see you later. I left Erin behind as I made my way to Dad's car. After a few minutes of waiting, Dad walked out the side entrance with the sports schedules. Downtown. Dad had the radio playing in the car as we drove home. We were sitting at a stoplight when he turned down the volume. How would you feel if we picked up a pizza tonight? That sounds like a great idea. Haha, I thought you'd like that. Where are we going? I don't know. Probably that new pizza place, Pizza More. They're close by, aren't they? Dad looked around at the street signs. Yeah, it should be close by. I think they open in the plaza where Press Start Play is. Press Start Play? Alright, that's not too far. Let's go. Is that what it said? Press Start to Play. I was like, Press Start to Play. Dad and I pulled up into the parking lot. A police cruiser with its lights on caught my eye. It was parked behind another car across the plaza. A police officer was talking with the driver in front of his car, and as I got out of the car, I recognized the officer. I pointed towards him, getting Dad's attention. Are you gonna go say hi? Dad looked over with curiosity. I don't know. I don't want to interrupt. Lloyd might be reading him off his rights. It would be awkward to say the least. He was right. Lloyd wasn't just an officer after all. He was the MPD sheriff, but most people just called him Captain Lloyd. Dad and Lloyd used to go to Moirai High together, and for a short time also went to the same college. If you ever got Dad started, he would talk your ear off with stories of his and Lloyd's shenanigans. Lloyd had been part of the MPD since before I was born, and more recently had become sheriff. Lately, he helped Dad make some extra money for the family by calling him in to take pictures of crime scenes, mostly burglaries and minor car accidents. I always liked Lloyd, though. He was nice. I'll talk to him later for sure. Dad pulled open the door to Pizza More, and we both stepped inside. Pepperoni! I forgot, was pepperoni or sausage your favorite? Pepperoni. That's right, it's your mom who likes sausage pizza. Well, she'll be home later tonight. I should probably order pizza she likes. That'll make her happy. Yeah, I think she'll enjoy that. Who cares what the goblin wants? Dad walked up to the cashier and put in an order for both a pepperoni and a sausage pizza. One topping? The pizzas were going to take a little bit of time to bake, so Dad and I took a seat in the lobby. How was school today? Alaska's a hoe. I got irritated with Alaska today at lunch. What happened? She called me a prude. She called you that? Wow. Dad leaned back in his chair for a moment. Well, Shortcake, just ignore what she said. We all say things we don't mean sometimes, and being a prude isn't a bad thing. You're right. I shouldn't let it get to me. You're a good kid, Shortcake. There's more to life than hot guys and being pretty. Hot guys? Dad, please. It's so embarrassing when you say that. Manly hunks. No, Dad, please. People are staring. The cashier was giving us weird looks. Huge, sexy hunks. I covered my face. Dad was chuckling. I didn't want to make eye contact with anybody. I'd probably die of embarrassment. William, your order's ready. He got up and grabbed the 2 boxes. Ready to go? Yep. Dad had me hold the pizza on my lap for the rest of the ride home. The smell was intoxicating and I couldn't wait to have a slice. When we got back home, Dad pulled out a plate for each of us and dished us up 2 slices of pizza each. He turned on the TV and we began eating dinner. So, was the school doing any events for Valentine's Day? Yeah, they're throwing a dance that night. Did you talk to your mom about it? A little bit. We ate in silence for a few moments. So what'd she think about it? She said I might be able to go. Something along the lines of, we could work something out. That's a good sign. Just keep working hard. I'm sure you'll get to go. Thanks, Dad. We finished eating our dinner and I went to my room. Okay, whatever. Homework. Great. Good night. Okay, what's one stinking day? Alright. Dad knocked on my door to wake me up. He made me a hot breakfast and drove me to school. I met up with my friends and went to class. Good, that was quick. I was feeling exhausted when class started. I didn't really try hard to keep up with warm-ups. Mr. Mullins brought out a rack of basketballs into the gym. We all lined up to take shots at the hoop. Since I wasn't feeling well, I tried to be invisible and let others cut in front of me in line. Mr. Mullins didn't notice me. Okay. Lunch looked like it was going to be rather uneventful. I sat down at the table by myself and ate my lunch. Alaska was busy taking a test she had missed. Atali was eating lunch in the office with the secretaries, and Lily was busy selling tickets for the dance. I watched the other students walk into the cafeteria. Everyone seemed excited about the upcoming dance. Eventually, all of the surrounding tables filled up with their usual occupants. I couldn't help but feel like I stood out in the crowd. I mean, you do have pink hair. On the contrary, I didn't stand out. I was invisible without my friends. People began taking chairs from my table for their own groups. I felt lonely without my friends chatting up at the lunch table. Hey, Idril. Samson was standing behind me. Vincent stood beside him. Oh my god. The background noises in the lunchroom sound like I thought I was actually hearing something. Another game did that to me too. I was like, whoa, what? Oh, it's a game. Samson was standing behind me. Vincent stood beside him. Did you want to eat with us? They both gestured to a table nearby. There were several other people already sitting there. Should I sit at Samson and Vincent's table? Yes. Sure. I grabbed my things and followed Samson and Vincent to their table. I waited for them to take their seats so I wouldn't accidentally sit in anyone's usual spot. Vincent made some room next to him and grabbed a chair for me. I sat down next to him. They introduced me to the others around the table. I knew who they were already, but I wasn't close with any of them. I'm sitting down at the table right now. At the guys' table right now. Which ones? Okay. Alright. Harley, who was One Hit Wonder Boy's best friend, offered me a slice of his pizza. Greg, who was on the track team with Harley, made a joke I didn't quite understand. They began talking about Horde of Heroes. I played with Vincent occasionally, so I managed to keep up. So, Vincent, is James quitting the team? The guys. Ooh, so Vincent is there. More important, Harley's there. Hubba hubba. Alright, Alaska, you're a freak. So, Vincent, is James quitting the team? Yeah, I think he has to. Greg. Who's Greg? I don't think his parents are going to let him play after, yeah. Greg looked away from the group for a moment. It seemed like he was trying to avoid eye contact with Vincent. Anyway, it seemed like the only thing he can do is participate in our fantasy HOH, mainly because he doesn't really have anything to do. They all went quiet for a moment, but the silence was broken by Samson slamming his hands on the table. Wait, Idril! He turned to me. Everyone else at the table looked to me as well. I wasn't really paying attention until they were all focused on me. They were still talking about Horde of Heroes, I think. Yeah, I guess that could work, but... I must be missing something. What are we talking about? Oh, well, what I meant was, you play Horde of Heroes, right? Yeah. Well, James can't play in our games anymore. Vince told me that you play mid, correct? I'm not very good, but I do play mid. Ugh. Hubba hubba, it sounds like you were born in the 60s when you say things like that. Alaska, just make sure not to quit your day job of writing bad jokes for cheesy black and white cartoons. Haha, Atali made a funny. What? Was I blocked from the... What? Alright. Well then, it's perfect. James is our mid player. Would you be interested in taking his place on our team? Taking James's place. What if he got upset? It sounded like a lot of work as well. Yes, I join. Yeah, sure. Sounds like it could be fun. Yay! Everyone talked excitedly about the games up until the bell rang. Whatever I can do to hang out with Vincent. The other students were settling down into their seats when I got to class. Vincent was already reading a webcomic when I sat down next to him. Mr. Myers walked in as the bell rang with a stack of assignments in his hand. He went around the classroom and handed each student their assignment directly. I looked over the assignment he handed over and noticed that the questions seemed much more advanced than last week's was. Hey, Vincent? Yeah. He was looking over the assignment as well. I leaned in to whisper to him. Do these questions seem a little more... difficult? Yeah. Good, it's not just me then. It's odd that Mr. Myers would assign this when some students barely know the basics of a computer in the first place. I nodded and we both started to work through the problems. After a few short moments of silence, Vincent leaned over to me. What'd you get for number 4? I put down B for that one. Did you get an answer for number 7? We started working together on the assignment. When we finished, we walked up to Mr. Myers' desk to check together to turn it in. He looked both of ours over briefly. Great job, you two. I followed Vincent back to our seats, and we both began to work on other homework. I made some progress on my homework. I noticed that a few students had raised their hands, asking Mr. Myers simple questions that had nothing to do with the homework we'd worked on. I can't talk today, I guess. Simple questions. Vincent nudged me after another student asked how to save the file he was working on. Is it just me, or something off about our assignment? All the questions I'm hearing had nothing to do with what we worked on. Yeah. The bell rang and people began getting up from their seats. Vincent gave me a quick look. We both walked over to Mr. Myers' desks. Mr. Myers? Did you give us the wrong assignment? It seemed like everyone else was working on something different. Mr. Myers smiled at the two of us as he stood up from his desk. See you in class next Tuesday. What? He left the classroom, leaving Vincent and I by ourselves. How well do you two know each other? Not well enough, I guess. That was weird. I've never seen him act that odd. Was Mr. Myers really acting odd? No, he was acting weird. Yeah, that was odd. Yeah, maybe we'll find out what's going on next week. Vincent and I left the classroom and went to our lockers. I met Dad out front and got into his car. He's taking me to self-defense class again. Great. We got to the building. He parked up front. I want to say this time. I didn't feel quite as nervous this time. Okay, that's fine. The two of us walked inside together, and Jordan noticed us immediately and walked over to greet us. Hey there, guys. He smiled at us and reached up to touch his face. Your daughter has a good punch. My glass jaw is still broken. I felt my face go red. I could tell he was just trying to ease the tension, but it was still really embarrassing. Harvey walked up and patted Jordan on the back. I think you'll live. Oh, Harvey, I was wondering if there was a way you could do a lesson that would be easy on Idril's hand. Dad, it's fine. No, don't worry. We'll go over ground techniques today. Will you be watching today? Yep, I'll go ahead and sit over by the entrance. Dad patted me on the head and went to sit down. Most of the people taking self-defense were there and ready to start. Everyone sat down on the mats. Harvey started the lesson, ground techniques, partners, unfortunately, so I was partnered up with Jordan. Say that your hand still hurts even though it doesn't. My hand's still hurting right now. Could I sit down and watch? Are you sure? Yeah, I don't want to hurt my hand. Okay, go ahead. Both Harvey and Dad looked a little disappointed. Whatever. I did my best to pay attention. Harvey began to wrap things up. He congratulated everyone in class. We all said goodbye. Dad and I walked to the car. Hopefully your hand feels better next week, Shortcake. You're upset with me for my hand hurting? Screw you, Dad. Mom didn't say much until she was done cooking dinner. I finished eating and went to my room. Study. Little problems while I studied. Going to sleep. Okay. When I woke up, I went downstairs. I left me my friends at school. Class went smoothly. Miss Harrison taught her lesson. I was able to ask for help from Lily and got my homework done. I decided to get lunch from the cafeteria today. There were posters hanging along the walls about the upcoming basketball game against the Asagao Strikers on Saturday. The posters mentioned there was a raffle going on today. Every person who bought lunch would be entered to win 2 free tickets. When the lunch lady finished my order, I went and sat down at the table with the Tolly. Lily sat down shortly after me. She had a break from selling tickets today. Lunch today seems quiet? Yeah. Well, Alaska's missing, right? This is what it feels like to not have to guard your food from a scavenger. You have a point. The three of us ate our food without worry. We didn't say much to each other until the bell rang. You should kick Alaska out of the group. She's a freak. Tali and I found our seats. She quietly got to work on some other classwork, and I spaced off for a while. When her dad came in the classroom, she immediately looked away from him. Hey, kitten. He stood there staring at the back of her head. I mean, she is wearing cat ears. After a moment, he looked at me. Did she hear me? I leaned over to politely tap her desk. Atali? I don't want to talk with him right now. It's awkward. Kitten, if you keep refusing to talk to me, I might have to resort to using a remote mic. Oh, okay, she's wearing hearing aids. Atali reached up and turned her hearing aids down. She pulled out her textbook and opened it to the chapter we were currently on. Listening to you is exhausting. Mr. Evans kicked his feet on his desk and leaned back. Alright, we're going over World War II history. Last time we went over Pearl Harbor, Atali and her dad. When class finished, Atali left the classroom immediately. When class finished, I'm going to the computer lab. 'Cause Vincent's there. And I just want to date Vincent. Except that's not Vincent! The computer lab was empty of students when I got there. Mr. Myers was sitting at his desk and waved me to take a seat. I sat down at my normal computer and logged in. I brought up a digital version of my textbook and started working through my homework. After a few minutes, Vincent walked into the computer lab. He looked around, waved at Mr. Myers, and sat down at the computer next to mine. We both started typing away at our keyboards. I had finished one of the assignments after looking up some information online. Boring. How boring was lunch today without me? It was actually really pleasant. You're a terrible liar, even over text. She's not lying. It was nice having to guard our food every second. Nice or boring? Nice. That was a rhetorical question. Oh, so you already knew it was nice? Great. Get out of here, Alaska. I sent it to the printer, and before I could get up from my seat, Vincent leaned over and whispered to me. Hey, have you heard about the contest that the Azure Crystal devs are holding? No, what is it? It's an art contest. You can design an outfit for one of the characters, and the winning design makes it into the game. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it is. I think it would be awesome if you submitted something. Oh, really? I'm not that great. I'm sure there are thousands of other people who could submit something better than I can do. You're so modest. You're great at artsy things. I'd love to see what you came up with. Should I enter the contest? Sure. I'll give it a shot. Who knows? Maybe I can make it. You never know until you try. Thanks for letting me know about it. You're welcome. Just seemed like something you'd enjoy. He smiled and went back to his work. We did homework for a while, exchanging a few more words. I did my homework. I saw the time and headed home. I was late coming home. Can I sneak past them? I was doing homework. I wasn't going to lie to them. I probably couldn't get away with it. I was doing homework. The computer lab again. Well, she's getting her homework done. Dad looked annoyed. Safe. Mom is a skanko. I don't care. Okay, Mom was acting weird. She wasn't normally this funny. She was right anyway. Dad was overreacting. Look, it's not unreasonable. It is, but go on. Mom's a goblin. I could see how agitated Dad was, but he just sighed and shrugged. My parents went up to their room again to watch more TV. I went to my room to relax. Okay. Are they gonna get divorced? No. Sorry. PTSD flashbacks. All I'm saying is that a girl her age should get experience at as many school events as she can. Are they talking about the dance? I vote that she gets to go. But she's grounded. What about her grades? What if her grades are improving? You might be worrying for nothing. There was silence. You're right. I just want her to do her best. I know you do, but we'll just have to see when the time comes. Mom and Dad stopped talking. Use the computer. Play games. Horde of heroes. No one was online. Okay. I don't know anything about that game. Cool. So fun. Confidence. Exciting game. Good night, Idril. Good night, Idril. My God. Mom knocked on my door and asked if I wanted to ride to school. Ew. I don't want to say hi to my mom in the car. Nasty. I went to math class and tried to focus on the lesson. Miss Harrison was standing at the front giving a lecture. Because of the triangle inequality theorem, we know that two sides of a triangle must be greater than the length of one side. In other words, for triangles, A plus B equals C is always true. If it is not, then it is not considered a triangle. When the bell rang for lunch, she finished her lecture and sat down at her desk. Of course, this gave us no time to do our assignment in class. I sighed and followed the rest of the class out to lunch. Ew. After class, I met up with Alaska in the hallway, and the two of us walked to the lunchroom together. So, you really need to try these pies they have at the meal stand. Oh my god, they're delicious. What flavors do they have? They have strawberry, chocolate silk, pecan. As Aliska listed off the pies, I noticed Aaron walk by us in the hallway. Aaron waved and smiled at me, and I waved back. And Coconut, why did you wave at her? She's nice? Oh. I wasn't quite sure why Alaska was asking me that, but I brushed it off. 'Cause you're a freak? When the two of us got to the cafeteria, Alaska told me to wait at the table while she got us some pies. I was a little surprised and half expected my pie to be eaten before she got back with it. After a few minutes, Alaska came back and handed me a strawberry pie. I opened it up and the smell of strawberries filled the air. It was amazing. Thanks, Alaska. No problem. I knew you'd love it. As I opened the bag holding the plastic fork, I noticed Erin walk past our table with food she got from the meal cart. I don't know why you like her. What? That upperclassman chick. What's her name? Erin? Yeah, Erin. She smells. Look at her clothes. They're always so dirty. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Erin stop in her tracks for just a moment. Afterwards, she quickened her pace and left the cafeteria. It's gross. Alaska, I don't even know how to respond right now. What? It's the truth. It's rude. I don't know. I'm just saying she always looks so dirty. I thought I'd warn you. Warn me? Warn me of what? That her clothes aren't clean? I swear, I didn't mean anything by it. I stared blankly at Alaska and sighed. Doesn't matter. Thank you for the pie. You're welcome. I sat there for a few moments, but not too long afterwards. Alaska had gotten up to go speak with some guys in the athletics department. I didn't feel like sitting alone, so I got up from the table and left the cafeteria. There were a few students sitting in the hallway. They were eating lunch, going through their lockers, working on homework. And then there was Erin. She was eating lunch alone. Hey, I'm sorry if you overheard what my friend said. It's no problem. People like to talk about me, it seems. She's not the first by any means. I sat down on the ground next to her. I picked up a bit of pie with my fork and offered it to her. Want some? What is it? It's strawberry pie. It's really good. Sure. She took the fork from my hand and took a small bite. Her face lit up as she handed the fork back to me. That's amazing. I know, isn't it? I really love strawberries. They have to be my favorite fruit. Oh my god, mine too! We both giggled, disturbing some people nearby working on homework. So what are you doing out here? Well, I don't have many friends. At least not enough to sit at a table. So I come out here and eat. Well, if you ever wanted to sit with us, you're more than welcome to. It's fine. I wouldn't want to bother anyone else at the table. Don't worry about her. The rest of us would love to have lunch with you. She gave me a sweet smile before looking down. Thanks, Idril. Her hand started fumbling with the bracelet on her wrist. Is that a charm bracelet? Yeah, it was my mother's, and it was her mother's before that. Each owner has put a charm on it before passing it down. It's the only thing I have left of my mother's. She seemed to snap back into reality when she lifted her head back from looking at the bracelet. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say something so heavy. We still barely know each other. Erin apologized for talking about something so serious. Don't worry about it. We've all had something heavy happen to us. Yeah, but... Anyway, lunch will be ending soon. Thanks for sitting next to me today. I had a lot of fun. No problem. We should do this again sometime. Erin pulled herself off the ground and reached out a hand to help me up. Thanks. I'll see you later. Have fun with class. Erin left to go to her locker. Bye, Erin. I don't know why Alaska hates you. When I got to class, everything was quiet. Mr. Evans was sitting behind his desk. On the board, he had written that we were supposed to pick the assignment from his desk, read the chapter. I finished the assignment. I feel like I did all right on my homework. The entire class worked silently for the whole period. Ugh. When I got to my locker, Alaska was waiting for me. Hey. I opened it up and started grabbing books to take home. I was going to ask earlier, we didn't see you at lunch yesterday. Did you sleep in? I did. I got here right after lunch ended. With how much you missed class, I'm a little amazed that you haven't joined me at the bad grade party. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I guess I'm just lucky. I closed my locker and turned to her. So, why did you wait for me here? I actually wanted to apologize for the other day. And today. Apologize? I know, it doesn't happen often. You better relish this moment. Alright, I'm relishing. Anyway, what's this elusive apology for? Well, I implied that you were prude, so I'm sorry for that. I also shouldn't have said those things about Erin. It was rude. Prude and rude rhymed. It's okay. I shifted my backpack's weight onto my shoulder. Cool. Do you want to come hang out with me? No. Alaska asked me to hang out. I don't really feel up to it right now. Maybe later? Oh, fine. Okay. I don't like you, Alaska. Why would I want to hang out with you? Computer lab. Every damn day, it's computer lab. When I entered the computer lab, Mr. Myers nodded at me. Vincent looked over his shoulder and smiled at me. I put my stuff down at the computer next to Vincent and logged in. We were both working on our homework. It looked like he was working on some essay, and I was still playing catch-up, as well as my old biology homework. We worked in silence for a while Mr. Myers got up from his desk and made his rounds, stopping at our table. You know, when the bell rings at the end of class, you don't have to sit in the same spots. Oh, I understand, but the thing is, you get this attachment to the computer you use all the time. I caught Vincent's eye as he took a quick glance at me. I just like this seat. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just figured I'd let you two know, just in case you thought the seating chart was active or something. Mr. Myers started to take a step away when his gaze landed on Vincent's monitor. Is that a picture of you two? Oh yeah, it's pretty old, obviously. I looked over. There was a photo of the two of us when we were much younger. It was taken the day we met. I must have accidentally put it on my flash drive with my essay. Sure. Myers nudged Vincent on the shoulder before he walked away. There weren't any other students in the room, so he just went back to his desk. I didn't know Vincent still had that photo. So why do you really have that photo on your flash drive? Aww. He looked at the photo on his screen. Without looking away, I don't know. Some memories are just nice to hold on to. He turned to me. I felt compelled to keep eye contact with him. Plus, it's a nice reminder of how good-looking I was, even back in the day. He gave me a big dorky grin. Moment ruined. He laughed out loud at my statement, and it was so infectious that I joined in. What the hell? Hey guys, be quiet. Remember, you're in here to work. And she says I ruined the mood. We both calmed down and went silent. I got back to working on my homework, but Vincent kept looking at the photo. Do you remember that day? The first day we met? We were at the shore of the river, right next to the bridge. It was raining. I feel like a lot of our moments happened in the rain. Anyways, you were so weird for some reason. You kept hiding behind your mom. I remember I was playing in the river when I saw you. I thought you looked really bored, so I walked up to you and... You held out your hand and said, you should come play with me. Weirdos like us have to stick together. Yeah, and after our parents hit it off, they took us out for some ice cream. Oh yeah, and I totally dropped my ice cream before I had any of it. And I totally came to your rescue and opened your eyes to the deliciousness of strawberry ice cream. He smiled and let out a soft sigh. After a moment, he closed the photo and opened up his essay again. I felt like I should say something, but after thinking on it for a moment, I still couldn't decide what to say. I knew Vincent for years, but I was feeling like I still didn't really know him. There was something about him that made me confused, I guess. It was something I couldn't explain. Something I wasn't sure I liked. The two of us stayed quiet for the rest of our time in the computer lab. Things still felt awkward between us, but maybe awkward wasn't so bad. When it was time to leave, I noticed Vincent waiting next to the doorway. We left the computer lab together. Something you didn't like about him? About the way he makes you feel? Okay. Yuck. When I got home, I noticed Mom sitting on the couch watching a TV sitcom, and I could smell food cooking in the kitchen. The timer on the stove went off, and Mom took out some meatloaf from the oven. I was about to go up to my room when Mom stopped me. Oh, crap! Wait, but I was at the computer lab! I'll tell you the truth. I was technically grounded. I didn't want to add lying to the list of things I was in trouble for. I was doing some homework with Vincent. She looked me in the eyes as to see whether I was joking or not. Remember when I said that you were grounded? Mom, if you push me, sweetie, I'll push back, and you won't like it. Yeah, I know you push back. You slap back. I promise. Mom could be scary sometimes. Okay, I understand. I really needed to be careful with what I was telling her. Jeez. My God. Play with Wags. Okay. Play with Wags. Play with Wags. It's always the same. Woof! Wags laid down and went to sleep in my bed. It was getting late. I decided to head to bed. But I was at the computer lab. Why couldn't I say I was at the computer lab? Damn. Ugh, I woke up much earlier than normal. I watered my irises, untangled my computer cords, and had breakfast. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm gonna stop here. I don't want to do a whole another day. Well, I will. Okay, sat at the desk. They were talking about the basketball game. I just want to go to sleep. We'll get through this day quick. Won't we? The bell rang and I shot up in my seat. Lily giggled at me. Alright, class, turn to page. Good morning! Are you kidding me? Mr. Sly's voice boomed over the intercom with the morning announcements. And finally, I have a winner for our basketball drawing. Now, when I announce their name, I will need them to come down to the office to pick up their tickets. And the winner is Idril, our final sophomore. The class simultaneously turned to look. Everyone was paying attention to me, and after a short moment, they all clapped for me. Congratulations, Miss Arfinel. Please come on down. Mr. Sly turned off the intercom. Mrs. Reed turned to me. All right, go and pick up the tickets. Hurry back. We'll be starting the lesson. I got up from my seat. Everyone was smiling at me. When I left the room, I could hear Mrs. Reed tell me congratulations. When I got to the front office, Mr. Sly was waiting at the counter. He looks like a child. I was thinking about the irony of me getting basketball tickets. I had no idea how to play basketball, or really anything about it. Congratulations, little missy. He handed me 2 tickets for the basketball game tomorrow night. So who are you going to take? I'm not sure yet. It was a good question. I really had no idea. Maybe I'd give them away to somebody. Alright, well have fun. I'm grounded. I left and went back to class. Mrs. Reed continued the lesson as I walked in and took my seat. Lily leaned in to whisper the page we were on. Mrs. Reed taught up until the lunch bell. Everyone rushed out the door. We settled down into our seats. So I'm not sure what to do with my basketball tickets. Doesn't everyone else already have theirs? No. Basketball tickets you can't actually pick up until the day of, unless you bought a season pass. They sell them at the entrance to the gym before and during the game. Ooh, you should take a boy you like. Basketball games are so romantic. A basketball game was romantic? Since when is a basketball game romantic? All the sweaty guys bumping into each other to fight over a win? How is that not romantic? It felt weird to have Alaska say it like that. To me, that just sounded gross, not romantic. I do not think I've ever disagreed with you more. Just because you like to check out all the guys does not mean that it's romantic. Whatever, Atali. You don't even know. Atali looked like she was done talking, and Alaska took that as a one argument. I sighed. The conversation made me really uncomfortable. So, did any of you want to go? I think the 3 of us were already going. I'm going to be there because I'm the team manager. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going to the game to cheer for your ex. Atali shook her head, not even wanting to speak about Brian. Anyway, I gotta be there because we're selling dance tickets at the game as well. They gave me a basketball ticket for free. Wow, you're even selling them at the game? That's intense. Alaska, what about you? I already have a season pass for the games. Oh, okay. Alaska's crazy. Basketball games are definitely not romantic, but I do think you should ask someone to go with you. Yeah, you can see if Vincent wants to go. Alaska rolled her eyes. Or anyone else. There was an awkward silence after Alaska spoke. Yeah, I'll think about it. The topic changed to something about our biology homework, but I wasn't listening. The bell rang and we got to class. We headed to class. We got up to head to class. One of those. We found our seats in biology as Mr. Burton walked around answering questions. He went up to the front of the classroom and started teaching about the human body and ribosomes. Since I got so far behind in the first place, biology was still really hard to pay attention to. Remember when I was talking about protein drinks? Well, the ribosomes work really hard at a lot of your body, like repairing damage to internal organs. He looked right at me, and I knew he was going to call on me, so I tried to focus. Idril, please remind the class what the ribosomes use to create protein in the body. Is it RNA? Yes. You're absolutely correct, Idril. RNA, or ribonucleic acid, is what ribosomes use to create protein. Great job, Idril. Felt really good that I got the answer correct. Maybe I could pass after all. Mr. Burton taught the class for a while longer. Shortly after that, class ended. When class ended, my friends went off in different directions. After swinging by my locker, I decided that I needed to make a decision about the basketball game. The basketball game was going to happen tomorrow, and after thinking about it all week, I was still not sure what to do. Should I ask someone to join me? I decided I was asking someone to go with me. Vincent! I decided I'd swing by the computer lab to see if Vincent was going to the basketball game. When I walked into the computer lab, Vincent looked up from his computer. Hey. Hey. I sat down at the computer next to him. So, you know how I won those basketball tickets? Yeah, congrats. Thanks. Well, I was wondering if you'd like to come with me. Sure, I guess. What did he mean by I guess? Maybe things were still awkward between Vincent and I. Sorry, I just meant it's not something I usually do, but I guess I could hang out. Great, I'll meet you here? Yeah, that sounds good. I got up from my seat and left the room. Aren't you grounded, girl? Ugh. I started to leave when I saw my mom's car pulled up to the curb. Mom?
Hey, sweetie, hop in.
She opened the door for me and walked to her side of the car. Why'd you come pick me up today?
Well, I was on my way home from work and I needed to go grocery shopping. I thought we could spend some time together.
Oh, okay. Mom glanced at me as I said that.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
She's such a skanko goblin. My god. Vintage. We're going grocery shopping in a place called Vintage. Mom drove us to a local grocery store she liked, and the two of us began to walk through the aisles while we filled up the cart. She tried to small talk with me, but it just felt so awkward talking to her now. After everything that happened, I was having trouble going back to how things used to be. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to laugh about stupid things with her. I wasn't sure how to get past her hitting me. I kept telling myself I forgave her and I should just let it go, but it was so different. No, you did not forgive her. I tried to stop thinking about it. When we were done grabbing what we needed, we walked to the checkout line. What are you two up to tonight?
Not much, just going home and making dinner.
Oh, fun, fun. The cashier scanned our food items and placed them in the bags. Alright, your total's on the screen. Will that be debit or credit?
Debit.
Mom quickly swiped your card and put in the PIN number. Alright, thanks for shopping here. Have a good night. I know my goblin voice is unpleasant, but it makes me laugh, so. Mom and I walked out of the store and went home. Your mom sucks, Idril. She sucks. Just go to your room, girl. When Mom pulled up into the driveway, she popped the trunk to grab the groceries. I ran up ahead of her to get the door. After the two of us brought the groceries in, Mom started cooking dinner. Okay, started homework. Okay, Dad pulled up. Mom finished dinner. Decided to head downstairs to greet Dad. Hey, Shortcake, how was your day? Well, I won 2 tickets for the basketball game tomorrow at school. Wow, that's great. Mom walked into the living room.
Great? That's too bad, because you're grounded, remember?
But I already have someone to go with.
You shouldn't have done that. Let them know you can't make it.
Dad pulled Mom aside for a moment. Let's just let the girl go.
But...
Honey, she won the tickets. It's just a basketball game. It's alright if she has a little fun every now and then.
I don't know. Let's talk about it later, alright?
You suck! Mom left the room to go dish up our meals. Don't worry about it. She'll come around. Dad gave me a wink. Why does my mom hate me so much? Mom handed me a plate and I ate in my room. Homework. Since my mom just freaking is obsessed with me doing homework. It's getting late. Go to bed. Oh, I didn't even check my phone. Oops. Okay. I'm leaving it here, boys. That was a quick day I got through. That was a quick day. Alright. Save. Alright. My god. Yes. I just want to know, why does Idril's mom suck so bad? She's so mean. She's so mean. Okay, she slapped her. She should be like bending over backwards to like get her trust back and be nice to her, and she's not doing any of that, and it drives me crazy. What are you doing, lady? That's why I have a goblin voice for her mom, because her mom is crazy. And she deserves to sound like a goblin. So, thank you so much for playing with me. I had fun. I hope you did too. And I will see you later.